So, hello guys. Hope your day has been fantastic. We have with us in the studio today the Camon 19 Pro by Tecno. One of the reasons why I'm taking a look at this device is due to the fact that it's readily available in Nigeria and costs roughly, yes, 206,000 naira. Well, when I picked up this device, it was for 190,000 naira, but right now it's 206,000 naira at the time of this video being made and being posted. So check the date. And if you can look beyond some of its flaws, it's indeed a really capable device for the right set of people. So this is the Camon 19 Pro 5G by Tecno. When you pick up this device, one thing that screams out is the design. Of course, if you check the package of the device, it says that it won a design award. I wouldn't really doubt that. Exactly, this device is built really beautifully. From the beautiful camera design here, implemented very well, and to screen on this device down to everything this device encompasses, it's well built. Although you may look at the back and think this is glass, it's not really glass. This is quality plastic, basically so, and it has a gradient coloring process that has a different hue of color depending on the angle the light hits it. Now, putting that aside, I just want to say that the Camon 19 Pro is a beautiful device, no doubt. Oh, is it really worth it? Of course, when I started this video, I had already said for the right crowd of people, and if you can forgo the little flaws of this device, it's indeed a fantastic device. But is it worth it for 206,000 naira? On the inside, this is the Camon 19 Pro 5G, and so it runs on the Dimensity 810 CPU. It has 8GB of RAM, and not just 8GB of RAM, it's said to have the RAM booster feature. I think if you check the carton, it says memory fusion. Yeah, memory fusion. I don't really know how good memory fusion is. I've not really tried the virtual RAM thing, but I would advise you to go for a device with as much RAM as possible and don't consider the virtual RAM or the fusion whatsoever so much, really. Now, it runs on Android 12. The screen here is a 6.8-inch display flat screen, and it has a 1080p by 2460p resolution and battery capacity of 5000 mAh. This model runs on 256GB RAM. It has a 16 megapixel front-facing camera, a back camera of 64 megapixel. We have the bokeh and the macro here of 2 megapixel each. Now, one thing I want to point out is when you pick up the Camon 19 Pro, the carton at the back, it says it's a 64 megapixel triple camera. I do know that this is a bit confusing because this is not a 64 megapixel triple camera. It's a 64 megapixel primary camera with other sensors that are 2 megapixel each. So when I read that on the first occasion, I said, oh, so are all the cameras 64 megapixel? But I did find out that, oh, they meant the primary camera is 64 megapixel and the rest could be any megapixel. So that's what it means when they say it's a 64 megapixel triple camera. But that feels like a marketing stunt. Please, Tecno, make sure you just tell us it's a 2 megapixel camera, bokeh, macro, and the primary camera is 64 megapixel. That would be much easier for us. Now, the screen is great for what it is. I've used better screens even at this price range. It's not AMOLED. This is an IPS LCD display, and so it comes with its own flaws that are related to LCD. One thing I did notice as well, the brightness is not very high compared to other devices. It's usable, but you would be struggling under sunlight a bit to use this device because the nit count here is just average. Also, the colors on this device isn't really poppy. If all our wishes could come true, I would have preferred this device having an AMOLED display. For its price, it would have been really great. Aside that, the screen It's usable. It's 120 Hz capable screen. The screen isn't as fast as other 120 Hz display screens, and I think the problem here is the touch sampling. It's slow compared to other devices. So you want to know if you set the screen to 120 Hz, you will have to leave it there. It's not a dynamic screen refresh rate. It's either it's at 60 Hz or it's at 120 Hz. So you know what that means. Aside the slowness of using the device, I would say the screen, if you can live with all the things I've just mentioned, is a quite capable display. Now, the cameras on this device is really good. When I say really good, of course I mean relatively to other devices within its tiers. The 64 megapixel primary camera takes a lot of details, and the pictures or videos produced by this camera is relatively average, and some are particularly very good. But I did notice one thing, that the white balance on this camera set is a bit off. Use it properly, you will get amazing quality photos from this. And that's that for that. The images are great. One thing I would want you to know is that if you're shooting on this camera and you intend to shoot in 4K resolution, this device is not for you, because this device is only capable of shooting at a maximum of 2K resolution. And so if you're that guy who wants to shoot on a 4K device, please go search for another device. This device is not for you. Of course, it has OIS, it has EIS as well on the camera sensors, and it's relatively good. The stabilization is okay, and the videos are not so shabby. They are in fact really usable and good, relatively. Now, when we put all this aside and talk about the processor of this device, on Antutu it scores roughly, let me quickly check that. On Antutu, the Tecno Camon 19 Pro scores roughly 332,568. So that is the Antutu score of this device. It's okay. For everything you will want to be using your phone for, browsing the net, watching videos, little gaming, it's quite capable. Now, the speakers are okay, they are good. It's loud, but there's no real bass to it. I wouldn't really blame that, because you hardly see devices in this price range with really great speaker sets. The mics are okay. Now, the question is, should you get this device? That is a question you should ask yourself. And I've pointed out a lot of reasons why you should or why you may not get this device. So let me just quickly round it up. If you're that guy who must shoot 4K, this device is not for you. If you're that guy who is already used to 120 Hz refresh rate on a screen on devices that have great sampling rates, you know, the touch sampling speed and rate is very good, you would want to consider a different device, because you would notice that this device is particularly slow. Even using the device most of the time, I notice the sluggishness of it, because I primarily use a iPhone 13 Pro Max, and so I can compare that to this. Of course, that would be wrong to do so, because the price difference is so huge. So if you're not concerned about that, this device is perfect for you. And so I think the Camon 19 Pro is in fact a great device. I've used it for quite a while now, and I must say, yeah, Tecno did a good job with this device. From the design to the camera, the front-facing camera is great, although I did notice some white balance issues on the front-facing camera. It's as though when it sees white, it just changes it to serious white, and so you want to work with that. This is a sample of what I'm talking about. Now, that will be all for now. If you want to see a video comparing the Camon 19 Pro to the Camon 19 Pro 5G I have here, just let me know on the comment section, and I will do so well to make that video and share it with you. I hope this video was helpful to you. Now hit that like button if you did like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more amazing content from the tech niche and all. And so that will be all for now. Stay wonderfully blessed. So this is Wilfred, and this is the Camon 19 Pro by Tecno.